Why doesn't the narcissist feel bad for hurting you? You're not crazy for wondering how they could lie, gaslight, and betray you and feel nothing. You're not crazy for thinking, how could I give so much of myself to somebody and they end up hurting me so deeply without even flinching? Here's the truth. You weren't just dealing with somebody being cold and emotionally immature. You were dealing with somebody with a literal brain deficiency. Let me explain. Multiple neuroscience studies have found that narcissists have structural deficits in key areas of the brain responsible for emotional regulation, empathy, and self-reflection. One fMRI study found that narcissists have significantly less gray matter in the left anterior insula, that is, the region of the brain responsible for compassion and emotional awareness. So what does this mean? It means they can intellectually understand your pain, but they don't actually feel it. That's why your hurt becomes an inconvenience to them and not a call to repair and connect. That's why your breakdown isn't seen as grief, but as an affront or an attempt to guilt trip them. See, this wasn't a miscommunication. This was you trying to build an emotional bridge to somebody who is neurologically incapable of meeting you halfway. You're trying to love somebody whose brain literally is incapable of caring back in the same way a secure bonded partner would. They can mimic feelings. They can say the right words. They can cry when it's convenient, but they are essentially disconnected from their emotions, which is why it felt like you were loving a ghost inside of a human suit. And that is why it is impossible to fix them. No matter how much therapy they go through, how many relationships they burn, how much evidence and proof and logic is presented to them, they will never, ever self-reflect because their brains make it impossible for them. Impossible to emotionally self-regulate, impossible to take accountability, and impossible to find true compassion. And they will never grow. They will repeat the same cycles over and over and over again until the end of their lives. Their brains just don't have the same emotional circuitry that we do. And that is why a narcissist will never feel bad for hurting you.